I wanted to make this video because I've been thinking about this a lot. And I was thinking about this earlier today. My client was talking to me about some things that he's going through, and I told him the same thing. So I just felt I just felt a really big pull to make this video. And I'm making this on my laptop. I don't even care if it doesn't look nice, whatever it may be. The thing is that you just need to get the message. All right? In life, in this journey, especially as a man with big dreams or big goals or whatever it may be, you're gonna get knocked down. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to deal with some sort of issue. You're going to deal with some sort of problem. You're going to deal with something. Hardship is going to come, right? You're going to lose progress. You're going to lose someone. You're going to do this, do this, do that. Things are going to go wrong, right? And I feel like a lot of the times you can put yourself in a spot to where one, you think life is supposed to be just this walk in a park to where things never go wrong. You know, things are just all fine and dandy all the time, and that's the way that it's supposed to be, and I'm supposed to be happy all the time. No, first off, you're not even supposed to be happy all the time. That's not the point of this whole thing. That's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is thinking that, oh, I need to be happy 100% of the time, and if I'm not, then something's wrong. Get that out of your mind completely. Because if you chase happiness, then you're going to be chasing things that are going to yield you nothing, and then you're just going to end up being in a spot that you don't want to be in. But that's not even the topic of this video. The topic of this video is hardships, but that plays a small role. Because when you're facing these hardships, when you're facing these tough times, when things aren't going the way that you want them to, it can feel like it's going to be forever, right? You can take a temporary problem and blow it up so much so that you literally feel like the world's falling apart and everything is going wrong and it's never going to end. I was in that spot. I know people that are currently in that spot. And from being there personally and from understanding from a first person's perspective of dealing with issues or dealing with trials or dealing with certain situations to where everything feels like it's wrong and it's permanent, I can tell you that it's not. Every single area in my life, every single time frame in my life to where things were at the absolute worst. When I was suicidal, when I was depressed, when I was taking antipsychotics and doing drugs and drinking and losing my mind, when I was kicked out of my house or when I left my house, and I was basically homeless for 4 or 5 months, had no toilet, no shower, had no car, no direction, had absolutely no idea what I was going to do, got kicked out of school. It felt like everything was ending, and outside looking in, it sounds like it was a lot because it was. But the thing is, if I would have allowed those situations to kind of infiltrate my mind so much so to the point to where I genuinely felt like there was no point of me continuing to go because things were just never going to get better, then I wouldn't be here making this video right now, right? Like, in the moment, it's going to be hard. In the moment, it's going to be difficult to deal with, 100%. I'm not here telling you guys that it won't. But no matter what it is that you're going through, you can never go to a permanent solution for a temporary problem because then that's where it ends. Like, if I would have went through with the permanent solutions that I was thinking when I was younger, I would have killed myself, right? If I would have went through to like a permanent solution when I was just down bad and freaking homeless, I would have still been there, right? But the thing is, when you're going through these hard times, when you're going through these trials, they're not happening to you. They're happening for you. And when you're able to really, truly understand this, not even just believe it, just understand it because it is 100% just a fact that things happen for you, and you're not sitting here victimizing yourself. You're not sitting here being like, man, all this is happening to me. All this is happening to me. This is going wrong. That's going wrong. And you can shift it to this is happening for me. And even when you're in bad situations to where you feel like there's absolutely no way, you can't even find a reason that this will work for you, and you can't even find a reason to keep going, that's your reason to keep going. Because the thing is, when you look back at your life and you are able to go back to key points in your life when you're facing another hardship, because you're always going to face hardships in life. 100%. You're always going to face hardships in life. But the thing is, you're never going to truly believe or even truly have mental resilience or mental toughness or even discipline if you don't experience or go through times in your life or periods of your life or situations in your life to where those things are necessary, right? Like with me, for example, Dude, I was freaking homeless. I got kicked out of school. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life, but I kept going anyway. So if in my mind, if I can go through that, I can deal with my business issues. If I can go through that, I can deal with any other problem that I'm facing in my life. Why? Because I was down so low and I got through that. Now that's my gauge. That's my new baseline to where I realized I was still able to continue going even when X, Y, and Z was happening. And then when you stack that over and over and over and over and over again, that's when you get to the point to where you have such a strong belief in your ability to continue going on and such a strong resilience to trials and failures to where you can just stay level-headed even when things in your life seem to be collapsing, right? And same thing with discipline. Let's say you're sick one day and you still have to go to the gym. You feel terrible. You don't want to do it. You're demotivated, X, Y, and Z. But you show up and do it anyway. When you feel normal again, when you're healthy again, and you're not sick and your body is just operating the way that it's supposed to, you're going to sit here and think, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, if I was able to show up for myself when I felt like I was about to pass out, when I was sick, when everything fell off, if I feel like this now, of course I can go do it, right? And I hope you're following what I'm saying, because it's like all of these bad situations, it doesn't matter what it is. Relationship issues, addictions in the past, you know, literally any negative situation that you're dealing with, one, is not permanent, and two, is going to serve you if you allow it to. But the thing is, if you just kind of submit to the hardships of life, and you victimize yourself, and you kind of put yourself in this state of mind or state of being to where you're just stagnant, and you're like, oh, there's no point, I'm demotivated, so I won't do it. That's when you start this negative domino effect, right? When you change the direction of wherever it is that you're going, you're basically changing the trajectory of your future, right? And the easiest way that we can look at this is in the gym. The gym is the easiest example. In the gym, let's say, oh man, I'm sick, so I'm not going to go today. Okay, cool. Oh, I feel a little bit better today, but I didn't go yesterday, so I'm not going to go today either. And those 2 days turn into 4. And those 4 days turn into weeks. And those weeks turn into months. And before you know it, you let 3 months go by because you had one bad moment that you allowed to turn into multiple bad moments because you didn't stop it where it was. And you didn't change your frame of thinking where it was. So now you've allowed 3 months to go by and you've made absolutely no progress. If anything, you lost progress. Right? Why? All because you allowed the bad to get worse. And the sad thing is, some people don't realize that that's not the way that you should go about things. You shouldn't go through a hard time in your life or face a hard situation or deal with anything bad and just pick and nitpick at every other situation to find the bad in it, to kind of stack and multiply this negativity that you've been dealing with in your life, right? Like we see this with people, they're just like completely gone out of it, like on drugs. Like if you I'm not saying this is everyone, but like you can ask someone like, oh, what happened? Oh, like I've seen this, like this girl left me and I started smoking weed, and then the weed wasn't hitting enough, and I still felt that pain that I was dealing with, and other than going at it this way or going at it that way, I did more drugs, and then I didn't start hitting, and then I did this and this and that, and then it funnels down to from bad to worse to worse to worse. But it's like it doesn't have to be that way. If you're dealing with a situation, and I literally just sent my client a 9-minute voice note about this, if you're dealing with a negative situation and you feel yourself falling back to bad habits or falling back to basically operating in a way that you don't want to operate, or in a way that you know you shouldn't be operating in, you, one, have to be aware of that, and two, understand that, okay, I can look at a situation and I can see whether I can in both areas. You can see how the situation is happening to you and how the situation is happening for you, right? And I'll use a random example of this. So let's say, I don't know, let's say I've used so many examples. Like let's say something bad happens, whatever it may be, and you're like, oh man, it's a really tough time. I don't know why this is happening to me, and there's nothing I can do, and you're getting down, and you start defaulting to bad habits, and then you stop showing up for yourself in the way that you need to, and X, Y, and Z, and it's just a terrible thing. Or the same bad thing can happen, and you can be like, okay, what can I gain from this situation? what can I learn from this situation? How is this situation going to build me once I get through it? Right? Because unless you die or give up, you're going to get through it. Simple as that. All these painful things that you're dealing with now, all the hardships that you're dealing with now, they're not going to last forever, and you're going to get through them. Right? So I guess the biggest thing that I kind of want you guys to take away from this, I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this, but if you're still watching this, take this. In every single situation, bad situations especially, so is what I'm focusing on right now. In every bad situation, quote unquote, when you're experiencing them and you're feeling the emotion that comes with that bad situation, don't look at it as if, or in a way of like, man, why is this happening to me? And in coping in negative ways, right? And allowing it to kill your productivity and allowing it to basically put you on a path to become a worse version of yourself when that's obviously not the goal. When you're dealing with these negative situations, look at them and kind of step out of yourself in a way. Jot it down if you need to, right? If you're going through something hard, write it down. Be like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Take a second, take a couple of minutes, come back and read it. Look at the situation objectively and be like, okay, this happened to me. What can I take out of this? Or what part of this can I kind of flip so it works in my favor? Or like what sort of positive can I take out of this that is going to benefit me in the future? Right? It can be anything. Right? Like I was saying, dude, when I was freaking homeless and had nowhere to go, nothing, blah, 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 I can look back and see me being in that situation built my faith, and not only in God, but also just like in my ability to continue to show up even during hard times. So in any other hard situation that I'm dealing with, I know for 100% fact, or I know with 100% certainty that I can get through it. Because I went through that. And you're going to get this more and more and more and more and more. And it's like, I'm always going to use the gym as an example because I'm a freaking fitness coach. If you hit a PR, let's say you hit 315 on bench. And let's say you hit it on bench for 10, right? And let's say out of nowhere, you got to put 405 on a bar. And the weight is just like the hardships of life. Let's say you hit 315 for 10. And you got to hit 405 and you're nervous, you're scared, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But you get under the bar, you unrack it, and you hit it for 1. Okay. Now, in every situation that isn't 405, you're like, I got this. Right? And if you have to face a weight you never faced before, cool. Welcome to life. That's what happens. But I hope you guys understand this kind of analogy that I'm painting here, because let's use the gym example. If you bench 315 or you bench 405, there's absolutely no reason why you should be whining about you having to bench 225 for 1. Right? And if you fail a PR, so what? Get back up and learn something from it. Learn what went wrong. Whatever it may be. Right? And once you hit it again and you learn from it and you have this gauge in your mind, I have this ability to continue doing this because I've done this in the past. Every single hardship that's going to come up in the future is going to be nothing compared to what you've already gone through. And if it's something compared to what you've already gone through, congrats, because you're going to get through it. Whether you freaking die or just keep going so much so to where you just happen to get through it, enough time has passed and it's over with, as long as you don't give up. Whatever you're facing is, unless you freaking die or give up, you're going to get through it. Nail that into your mind. It's not permanent. It's not forever. And once you get through it, then you're going to yield something from that situation, no matter how bad it is. Every single one of my friends, every single entrepreneur that I know, every bodybuilder that I know, every single person that I know that has achieved something that is admirable in some way, shape, or form, they've all said this basically the same thing that I'm trying to tell to you guys. And that's, you have to learn from the hardships. You have to learn from the failures. You're going to face more. Life isn't supposed to be sunshines and rainbows, and you're not supposed to be happy all the time. And if you're happy 24/7 and you never, ever have a dip or a trial that comes away, you're probably on the street smoking crack. It's not going to be forever. And when you realize that, and also when you combine that with this is going to serve me, and you're able to reference other areas in your life or other periods of your life that you've gone through, when you face these hardships, it's going to be a good thing, right? The depths of your struggles determine the heights of your success. You've heard that before. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this. Because without this mindset, I wouldn't be here. Without understanding this, I wouldn't be here. I literally would have killed myself. I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm like medically deemed insane. But I don't believe that. Like I got freaking papers from psychiatric doctors, all kinds of stuff. I was just freaking prescribed all these antipsychotics, all this freaking depressive disorders. Who cares? This is coming from someone that's really been through a lot of things. And I might be 20 years old, but I've faced suicidal thoughts. I've faced depression. I've faced homelessness. I've faced struggles with childhood trauma. I've faced freaking people pulling guns on me. I've faced freaking breakups. I've faced heartbreaks. Bro, all this stuff. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, look at me. I've been through all this stuff. I'm this freaking tough guy because I still have bad moments. But this mindset that I've been explaining to you for 16 minutes and 13 seconds has allowed me to continue going despite freaking going through those things. So I hope you guys are able to take some sort of value from this and understand that this is going to help you. And if you're going through something hard right now, good. Because it's only going to make you stronger. I love you guys. Jesus loves you too. And that's the video.